This is Black Views, bringing you the Black News.
Shalom. Shalom. And a grand rising to you. Shalom. Welcome back. Second half of the morning mental. I know I've been gone a while, but as I taught you last night, some people don't know what they got until it's gone. And we are here every morning, if we can be, Yah willing, to put something on your mind. And since we've done that, we have, or I myself have been the victim of some of the most hateful attacks, some of the most caustic criticisms, some of the most blatant lies, some of the most heinous ridicule. So we took it away from you. There was no morning mental. There was no facts over feelings. So that you all could see what you have. We removed everything. And all you had to do was look at reruns and old lessons. But no, we gave you what they want you to have. You see, they want to be your teachers. They want to be your leaders. They want to collect your money. They want to control the mindset so that we stay right here. So I removed myself for a couple of days so you could see. This is what it would be like. This is where you would go if someone wasn't on the front line, actively trying to lead, actively trying to teach, actively trying to fight, actively trying to organize, actively trying to unify you, actively. So we took it away. Show y'all what it would be like. And I can tell by your response, y'all not having that. Y'all realized something was missing, because there's one thing to talk to someone. It's another thing to speak soul to soul. So I thought I'd come back on the second half of the morning mental and point out something that I pointed out before in the early days when we were just a small little group of learners. My dedicated students who are here know what I'm talking about. I know you're in the room because I see you, and I bid you a grand rising. But a lot of people tend to think that once they get an understanding of a particular perspective on the belief systems that surround the Most High, that you're the only ones that can own it. Like you're some special group that no one else is worthy to know something that at one time you didn't know, to do things that you do now that at one time you didn't do. You suddenly take this newfound knowledge that you have and you turn around and use it as a badge of discrimination against your brothers and sisters. You think you're better than everybody else because you know something that they don't know. As if judgment came tomorrow, that knowledge would get you in and keep them out. But you obviously haven't studied that let the least of you shall become the greatest, and the greatest of you shall become the least. That those who exalt themselves shall be humbled, and those who humble themselves shall be exalted. That when you hear about people becoming the head and not the tail, it means that there is a reversal of roles. That if you have studied the first book of Enoch with Yahweh's name restored, then you know that it specifically speaks about what will happen to all the kings, the queens, the governors, the rulers, the rich folk, and all of you all that are affluent. I didn't make this up. It was the grandfather of Noah who wrote it down at the direction of Yahweh by being his scribe, by traveling with the Kodesh Madakim through the archangels and then bringing them down through the watchers so that you would not fall victim to the aftermath of that which was committed by those that were the Nephilim. That's the truth. But y'all don't know that. So please, don't sit here and act like you're Sadducees or Pharisees in this new age. Because technology may have changed, but you haven't changed a bit. This knowledge belongs to all people because it governs all people. He's not your creator. He is the creator of everything. And everything belongs to him, including your sorry ass. When he gave you his word, when he gave you the lesson, when he gave you the books, he autographed them. Oh, he autographed them in such a way that only you would know that it came from him. Oh God, let me help y'all out. When we talk about Yankee, hotel, whiskey, hotel, when we say YHWH, when we translate that back into the original Hebrew of the original language, it becomes unpronounceable by you because you've been taught to speak with the Phoenician versions of vowels. So they're built in. So the only way you can say Yahudah is to say Yahweh, because they had to inject some syllables in there so you could say it. But most of y'all don't even say that. You say God, you say the concept, or you'll say some of the other names. But he autographed his work because everything has a purpose. Now, in his book, in case you've never read The Nephilim and the Pyramid and the Apocalypse by Pt2, he illustrates something that I've taught on before, but he does such an eloquent job. If I can share it with you this morning, this is proof that he autographs his work and that we're dealing with a higher power. And even though our history was rewritten, even though our religion was appropriated and then used by Emperor Constantine to control us, y'all don't want to hear all this deep teaching this morning. Y'all looking for some who did this and some gossip. Y'all want to talk about things that's happening here on the ground when your mind is supposed to be focused on things above. Because everything you see here on the ground is just a symptom of what's happening up above. And when everything up above starts to come down and you have to deal with it, you were so busy looking at the ground, you're going to be blindsided. You know, all these people that's calling themselves your teachers right now, they're sweeping down, they got unrefutable evidence, they're going to disappear on your ass. You know, all that solid knowledge and all that money you gave to the pastors and all of them because they told you that when times came, y'all was going to be all right, they're going to disappear on your ass. The only thing that's going to be left is you, what you actually believe, and the relationship you have with the Most High. It's either going to be on point or it's going to be off point. You either going to go this way or that way. There is no middle ground. You're going to be resurrected from Sheol, and then you're going to go into one place or the other. We all will have to stand in judgment, all of us together. And nobody wants to hear that. We just think we can keep on doing what we're doing, and we're going to slide by, and some of us going to tiptoe into the kingdom like that's going to happen. That's not going to happen by a long shot. Even though the horn has been blown, even though it's time for us to go, even though we know it's time for us to pick up our blanket and move to where we're going, we know everybody can't go. We know that some people ain't qualified to go. Some people disqualified themselves. Some people have committed sin so egregious against the Most High that even if they stood in judgment, that judgment would be nothing more but a process for them. I'm not here to judge you. That's going to happen to you already. But what I am here to do is blow the horn, shine the flashlight, let you know, let's go this way, show you that you have another alternative. And this is what they're not going to teach you in the slave master's church. Somebody say, I don't understand what you're trying to do. It's not what I'm trying to do. Is I'm doing what I was purposed to do. I am doing what I was sent here to do. And just because it's hitting you the wrong way, just because it's burning your skin, just because it's seeping down into your soul and it's unpainful, just because it's creeping into your cold ass heart, just because it's pulling the knife out of the backs of all the people you stabbed, just because it's exposing every lie that you told on somebody, just because it's showing that you're anything but a child of the Most High, that's not my problem. I wasn't sent here to make you feel good. I was sent here to liberate you and put you on the path of truth. That includes me. I'm not above any of this. This sword cuts both ways. There are days when I sit here and I talk to y'all about the things that he's put on my mind to talk to y'all about, and I'm sitting here like, damn, I'm talking about me, because it's a two-edged sword. Iron sharpens iron. Y'all know that. Can I talk for a second in here? It says right here in the book, if y'all don't mind me reading a little bit. And this is for all of my folks who like to say that, well, I don't read the New Testament. The New Testament is a lie. You can't show me nowhere in the New Testament where it talks about the Old Testament, but you can show me in the Old Testament where it never mentions the New Testament. Y'all copied off of us going backwards, but so let's go with that argument for 2 seconds. Let's look at the first 5 books. Let's look at the Torah. Let's look at the Pentateuch. Now I'm going to take you to school. You grab your copy. Hopefully you've got it in Hebrew. But if you don't, get one as close as possible. Here is the autographing that I'm speaking of. I've already shown you that the true name of the Creator. We had to get into this morning on the Morning Mental because some people have gotten confused. And they don't believe that we actually delve into what those lessons are that make you a child of the Most High. If you are the elect, if you are the chosen, if you are the righteous, if you claim to be that. Since you say you know the word so well, since you say you stand on the principles so well, since you're not polluting your body, you're drinking alkaline water and you're on a vegan diet and you are making sure that your third eye is open, that your pineal gland is not decalcified. You want to make sure that you've done all those things. Then you should understand that if you are wrapping your mind around this particular word, he autographed it in a very special way. Don't get caught up in all of these names that they give you for the name of the Creator. The name is not the issue. It is who is being named. And he signed his work in such a way. Let me break this down for you. If y'all don't mind, I'm going to read a little bit because he says it better than I do. He says that it is well known that there is a code, an autograph that is written into the Pentateuch. And it is the name that's given to the first 5 books of the Old Testament. And remember, these were originally written in Hebrew. Now watch this, follow along. If you take the first Hebrew letter in Genesis and skip 49 letters. Now remember, 49 is 7 times 7, and 7, I could do a whole class on why 7 is, in fact, the Lord's number. 7 seas, 7 continents, 7 primary colors, 7 notes in the musical scale, 7 days of the week, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. There's 7 everywhere. But we can talk about that some other time. 7 times 7 is 49. Let's rock with that. And it says that if you take the first Hebrew letter in Genesis, skip 49 letters and take the next letter and then repeat the skip sequence, then every 4 letters spells T-O-R-H. The Hebrew word pronounced Torah, meaning the law of God. And this holds all the way through the first 2 books of the Bible, Genesis and Exodus. When you get to the middle of the 5, the middle book, that's Leviticus, it stops. However, when you apply the same skip sequence to Deuteronomy and the book of Numbers, it spells H-R-O-T, which is Torah, backwards. Now go back now to the middle book of the 5, Leviticus, and use that skip sequence again, and this time you skip every 7 letters, and it spells Y-A-W-H, pronounced Yahweh, which is the Hebrew name for God. So you have every 49 letters in Genesis and Exodus spelling the law of God, pointing to Leviticus, and every 49 letters of Deuteronomy and Numbers spelling the law of God backwards, and it points to Leviticus. So every 7 letters in this book spells Yahweh, God himself. Don't y'all see what he just did? He autographed it in such a way that even if you're reading all of the books, you have no idea that you're banging on his name. You're banging on his law. He's pointing toward the law. He's pointing toward the law. And then when you get to the law, is his name. Message inside a message inside a message. This is how deep this goes. And for all my students of the word, for real, all of my folks that claim to be these proclamators of this knowledge, you should know that if you cannot show me how he's autographed his work, then you don't understand the sovereignty and the power of the Most High. I just thought I'd teach a little bit and love on him just for a little bit, because a lot of y'all just sit here thinking we're talking about all this other stuff, and what does this have to do with kingdom business? It all has to do with kingdom business, because we are children of the King. And we still have to understand that we have to still lean and depend on what he says to us while we work our way through these situations, because the enemy is never going to change his game plan. He's just going to keep on doing what he's doing. Now that I've given you that piece, please don't forget the name of that book is The Pyramid, The Nephilim and the Pyramid of the Apocalypse. Very good book that you might want to pick up by Patrick Heron. He goes completely somewhere else with the book, so please don't think that's all he's talking about. But I did want to share that with you. Someone asked me when was I going to release another reading list. If you scan down my profile for the time that it exists, because this profile is about to disappear in 10 days. 10 days, I'm leaving social media. I've had enough. I think I've done my job. If you want to follow me, I'll tell you where I'm going, but it will not be open to the public anymore. So all you trolls and haters and people who've been eating off of this whole movement, that's about to come to an end. I hope you enjoy yourself. I do want to say real quick that I hope that during this period, coming out of quarantine for these last couple of months, that you've learned something about ourselves and that I've inspired you to go on and do your own thing. Don't act surprised. I can tell who's a student of mine and who's not. Because if this information hit you, then you truly are just a spectator and you're what we call much folk. This is the most interrupted, the most disrespected, the most censored live stream on the internet. This account is shadow banned for a number of reasons. And so instead of dealing with that, the decision was made some time ago that I will exit social media. You would have to have a membership into the portal that we're standing up. You would not be able to do the public. This won't be lottie-dottie everybody. Okay. And that's because I think I've done enough here that it's gotten to the point where it is just ridiculous and nobody has to put up with that. I thought we had freedom of speech. I thought we had freedom of worship. I thought we had freedom of a lot of things, but apparently somebody said we're too free, black folks. We got too much freedom. They said we got too much freedom. How do you have too much freedom? I thought either you was free or you weren't free. Last but not least, before I leave you all to your morning mental and you can go and do what you need to do, I want to leave you with this. A lot of people are asking me, what are we about to do? What's the next big thing for the NFAC? I'll let you all know now there are two things coming up. Yes, we're still doing the recruiting tour. You'll find out about that when we roll it out. The sanctioning of the chapters that have grown up all over the United States. Get your chapters together so we can check them out. I've already let you know that there are a lot of fake NFAC sites out here. We have no sites on Facebook. If there's anybody with a site on Facebook, they're not affiliated with NFAC. I'm giving y'all the heads up. If anybody's reaching out to you saying that they're collecting money, they're lying. NFAC is not collecting money. And most importantly, if someone is telling you that they are in command of the NFAC, but alongside me, they're lying. I am the Supreme Commander. There is no other. We are still looking at the situation in Louisville. It's still unfolding. We're watching things happen as they go along. We just watched some things happen yesterday. Go back and watch my live to find out. We're also looking at, and there are some things you need to be aware of. We have global initiatives that we're actually involved in. So now, you heard me mention it last night. I'll start to come a little closer with the details, but speaking to all of my constituents around the globe, we are preparing for a global formation. Yes, wrap your minds around it. Get ready, United States, a global formation. The global formation. I'm pretty sure that things will happen. That's the way things go. We are not a perfect group of people, but we are organized and we're on one accord. And it is time that the world got sent a message. We sent a couple of messages to the United States. Now it's time for the global formation. I'll give you details as they come closer. In the meantime and in between time, wherever you are in your neck of the woods, hold it down, stand strong, be proud of who you are, love on your brothers and sisters. Let us look out for our children. Let us reclaim our neighborhoods. Learn to police the police. Learn that, a big shout out to all my folks down in the Caribbean, all down in Haiti, Jamaica, all the folks across the 54 countries of Africa, Spain, Morocco, France, the UK, Germany, all of those folks out there in South America, Colombia, Brazil, Argentina, all of these different folks that have aligned with us. I have to say, to the folks in Hawaii, the folks in the Philippines, Guam, that are checking in with us, Canada, all through the Canadian provinces, the Yukon, the Great Northwest Territories, Alaska, we heard you checking in, but most importantly, hold on a minute, y'all. Where is that? Hold on. It got to be. Did I get an email? It was an email. Hold up. I got to hit y'all with this before I go. I have to bring this one up. Where is my man at? Where is he at? This blew, my mind is not blown often, but my man's right here blew my mind. So I got to get this one to y'all before we go. Hold on. No, bro, we ain't going to do that. You can't ask me for that. Who you think you is? There is an email that I got that I'm going to read to you. And I get so many. No, that's not it, bro. That's not it. If I can find it. If not, I'm going to let y'all go. I'll find it the next time. But this email came to me from Russia. This email came to me from Czechoslovakia, Russia. And when I read it, I was just floored because this gentleman was completely on board with the whole 9 yards. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think it's a bruh. I don't think it's a brother. I don't, because when I read it, I went, there's no brother write this. And where he's writing from, I really don't know if we got any bruhs there, just to be honest with you. But at the same time, the fact of the matter was the fact that he took the time to write me and let me know. Curtis Blow call. Why did Curtis Blow call? Okay, we're going to get into that. That he took the time to write me this letter from Russia was really something that impressed me, because I don't understand how they can relate to some of the things that we're doing, but that's okay. That's okay. I don't knock anybody. I take them at face value. I've got thousands of emails here, y'all. I can't get to, but it's in here. I read it this morning from Czechoslovakia, and the gentleman was so in tune with what we were doing. But the fact that he's in Russia, where they've got their own issues, and he has connected globally to this particular movement, if you want to call it that. I salute folks like that, because I know in your country you don't have the freedoms that we do. We have freedoms, folks, that y'all don't even imagine that people in other countries don't have. They don't. Before I leave, I want to talk real quick to my people. Look, this is family. This is here in the United States. I don't know where you are, what city you're in. I don't know your situation. What I do know is this. We're all we got. We're all we've got. And as long as we keep fighting amongst ourselves and being critical of each other, we're never going to get out of this. Things will never change. And in order for things to change, you have to change. The same way I had to change. We all change. If you're still the same person you was 2-3 years ago, then I have to really question, are you growing or are you dead? Because anyone who knows you, knows the core of you, knows that that doesn't change. But what you do can, and your ideals can change, and your directions can change. But we've got to stop this hating of each other in front of other people on top of that. You see, it's easy for them to hate somebody when you do it too. It's easy for the police to kill black folks when they keep running around saying, well, black folks are killing black folks too. Like other folks don't kill other folks. We know that's not true. But if you're sitting there wondering, well, don't nobody seem to give a shit, 444, I see you. If don't nobody give a shit, well, some people actually do. And I know I'm one of them. And no matter what you're going through, you're not going through it by yourself. You just have to let other people know what you're going through. They right around you. Okay, there's no bat signal you can put in the air that's going to cause one person or one group to come and fix your problems. You live there. You know what's going on. You know what's causing it. Stop thinking that someone else is going to fix your problem so you don't have to get your hands dirty. Get together. Get organized. Enough of you. And get together and form a front. The same way we formed the United Black Front between all of these different gun clubs and all of these different resistance movements and all of these things that we've come together. You can do the same thing at the local level. And one last thing. Look, let me tell you something. If I've said that we don't rock with you, we don't have nothing to do with you, and you try to attach yourself to what we're doing and that didn't work, don't turn around and start lying on us talking about, well, they don't want to work with nobody. No, we don't want to work with you. We'll work with everybody else, but we don't want to work with you. And if you have to ask yourself, well, why? Stop lying to yourself. Look in the mirror, look at your track record, and look at what your true agenda is. And if it doesn't line up with ours, you'll have your answer. In the meantime, y'all, this has been the Morning Mental. I'll be here a few more times, but you better pay attention because I'm about to blast off.
This is Black Views, bringing you